Hey everyone, welcome to the Dare to Care podcast, the podcast where we talk about the inner workings of ministry at Inspire Family Fellowship and community stories within the church. If you have any comments, stories, or questions about Inspire or our Dare to Care ministries at any point during our podcast today, you can feel free to send those questions to me at ty@inspirefamily.org. We also invite you to join us in person at Inspire any Sunday or Wednesday that you're able, 523 North 21st Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Our Sunday services are at 9:15 and 10:45, and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you may not know this, but if you're watching on YouTube, this is the first podcast we've recorded with a camera.
I'm trying not to make faces at it the whole time, but it's probably not going to happen.
So give us some grace. This is the first episode we're doing filmed.
I did a significant amount of hair removal from my face just for this purpose. I think there were at least 3 different things used. And I know that's saying something because I have a beard, but I shaved below my beard. And then I had a thing for my ears. Oh, yeah, there was maybe 4 things. A thing for my eyebrows and a thing for my nose. And I do not like the thing for my nose.
You really had to get up early this morning, huh?
Yeah. You know, I have kids, so like sleeping in is... Those days are done.
But anyways, give us some grace with lighting and decoration and stuff like that. But that interruption aside, we're joined today, of course, my name's Ty Farnsworth. I am the worship coordinator here at Inspire Family Fellowship. Rob Pesky, associate pastor. And we are joined today by our brand new Women's and Dare to Care coordinator, Amy Leingang. Amy, how are you doing?
Great. How are you guys?
I like that, you know, she gets a day off of school this month, and she decided to go to work. And
it's
here
okay.
she is. She's here.
I'd rather be.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you end up at Inspire Family Fellowship? Where did you grow up? Like, what's the I don't know, the 3-minute version of your life story?
All right. I'm from Bismarck.
Oh, that was easy.
Yep. Born and raised in Bismarck. Grew up going to church with my family in Bismarck here. And yeah, just a normal family. Every Sunday we'd go to church. Sometimes you'd hit up the Wednesday nights.
You're going with the church thing, and that's nice. We're at a church.
Oh, you want...
But no, I mean, what we really need to know is where you graduated from high school.
Oh, I was a demon.
Oh,
were you?
Mm-hmm.
Finally, this is our happy
demon.
place. Okay, I'm a demon. Ty's a demon.
Yep.
Amy's a demon.
I was Rita Murphy.
Okay.
Then Simley.
Oh, yeah.
Bismarck
In those
High.
days, you could do that.
You could split. Simley got to choose.
Oh.
Was your husband a demon?
Yes, he was.
Why was I assuming he was man? Because your last name is Leingang.
Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, we are not Braves.
Okay, I guess, Ty, we should be nice to her then.
Okay. Yeah, I was ready to
And
go
now,
all
I mean,
in.
much like you,
Yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah, which is weird, sending your kids to a different high school. And
So that was hard. That was a hard switch.
I
really.
go to parent pep band night. You know, it's
Yep.
like the best night of the year, and I wear the Sentry shirt, but I usually have a little demon shirt on underneath it. Just
That's
'cause
awesome.
I can't not. So yeah. Well, okay. So
Yeah,
anyway,
so
you
I'm
grew up
from
in
Bismarck.
Bismarck.
Yep.
Graduated from Bismarck High School.
Yep.
College, I'm assuming.
Moorhead State
Okay.
University. Yep.
Very cool.
And yeah.
You are a teacher, so I'm assuming you majored in education.
Yeah, I have early childhood and elementary ed and master's in curriculum and instruction. So all that fun
Wow.
stuff.
That's crazy.
We've heard your story a little bit
Okay.
from the side of your husband.
Correct.
And now we want the truth.
Okay, absolutely.
When did you meet him?
We were high school sweethearts.
No
We
way.
were 16. Mm-hmm.
Crazy. And then did he go to Moorhead also?
He did, but we made this deal, and I think he spoke a little bit about this too. We chose not to tell each other where we were thinking of going.
Mm-hmm.
And once we both decided, then we told each other, and it happened to be the same place.
Wow, that's crazy.
So-
Awesome. So you go to college, you get married at some point in this process.
Yeah, sure did.
And then did you come back to Bismarck?
Yeah, so I ended up getting a position here at Bismarck Public Schools. So I moved back. Scott had to finish a semester of college.
Okay.
Moved back home with mom and dad.
Nice.
They were thrilled.
We've all been there.
Yes.
Yeah, we
So anyway, so yeah, we came back, and once he finished, he moved back as well and started a family.
And you started teaching at Solheim Elementary here in town.
Yeah.
Which is convenient because we have all these Solheim.
I know.
Here we go.
Isn't that
yearbooks.
ironic?
And
great.
you know, now that there's a video feed with, oh, look at this, it's Ty
It's
Farnsworth
Ty.
in 5th grade, and I'm sure there's no way anyone can see this.
I know.
But you can
We'll
swing
have to
by
do-
Amy's office anytime and
Absolutely.
see. Oh, and
First grade. Yep. He hasn't
grade.
changed.
That's
Yep.
spectacular.
He really hasn't. He looks the same. We'll have to get some sort of a close up to include in
Oh,
this.
see, our YouTube
Absolutely.
audience can see my face just
Yeah.
slowly joining the color of my drink here.
And then here's Mrs. Leingang,
Yep.
kindergarten teacher back in those days.
Back in the day.
And I was lamenting beforehand that she doesn't age, so that's kind of annoying.
Well, thanks. I'll take that compliment this
So
time.
I would say come see it, but it's the same.
Just
So
look at her
anyway,
face.
My
It's
wife
the
has that
exact
gift
same.
too. She looks exactly the same ever since high school.
But yeah, I had to, cleaning out the classroom.
Yeah,
These were the treasures I found.
yeah.
Pretty fun to go back and reminisce.
So anyway, that's fun. I'm glad we had video for this experience.
I
'cause it
know.
would
I
have
told
been-
Ty we need video for this.
Yeah, it would have been strange if we were just looking at
Perfect.
pictures without everybody. Ty's like, move on. How am I going to edit this out?
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. So somewhere between, the church background that you have
Yeah.
and marrying your husband, where did you really find your own faith?
So once we had our children, you want to get your kids into the church and start building their faith foundation. So we ended up going back to my home church, which was great. And I feel like it's a good starting spot while you're navigating. And the children's programming there, the kids enjoyed, but I just wanted more for them. So that's when I hate to call it church shopping, but I feel like that's kind of what we did. We just started exploring other places until we found Inspire, and we haven't had any second thoughts. We've just
It's awesome. And you have
Loved it.
2 boys,
two boys, Caden's 16 and Jace, he's 12. He's almost 13.
almost 13. Awesome. So along the way, you grew up going to church. Your parents took you. Was there an experience or a time where you just felt like, wow, my parents have brought me here this whole time, but I actually really believe this for myself now? Or maybe there was an experience or a person who like challenged your faith or anything like that. How did it become real for you?
I think I've always, like I said, I've had that solid foundation. So I've always known that my faith is strong. But I think with Scott's mom, she got really sick with cancer.
Oh yeah.
And watching her faith and how strong her faith was, and she was never afraid of death. And I think watching Scott transform, I think that was a really big couple of years for the entire family, to be honest.
For sure.
And she did pass away, and it was just that was a big turning point for all of us.
Sure.
Interesting. Yeah. And then I don't know, for me, when I had a same thing. I grew up in the church and had the experiences, but having children really impacted my faith journey too. Did that happen for you at all?
Absolutely.
Can you say like what changed, or how did it affect you, or?
When you're holding that little bundle,
Yeah.
you pray a lot.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know
gonna
what
send
I'm
me home
doing.
with this?
Somebody help me,
Exact
please.
same thought. My wife and I left the hospital.
Yeah.
They go, I cannot believe they're letting us do this.
I
legally."
know. It's like, now what?
ridiculous.
Now what?
But
I remember when Ben was born, before you left the hospital, there was a checklist, and for questions, just check every box if you have some questions about it. And I went and I checked every single box, like everything on the list. And the nurse came in and she grabbed the sheet. She's like you checked every box. Like, yeah. What do we do? And she's like, all right. And so she went through and she gets to diapers. She's like, what do you want to know about diapers? I'm like, I don't know. It's on the sheet. Like, I don't know anything about diapers. Like, what do I do? And she's like, you change them. Next. And it was like, okay. And I think my wife was in the background going like, he's fine. He's fine.
So funny you brought up diapers, because I actually was also afraid to change the
Oh, really?
diapers. Scott had to take that task on for
Really?
quite a while.
interesting.
And he bought that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I would go into this panic changing a diaper for a while.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yep.
Cool. So babies are born.
Yep.
Faith is real. You're living your life. And then after 20 years of teaching, master's
Yeah.
degree in education, leader in your school, regular visits from the superintendent, not for the bad
we're
reason, but
besties
because
now.
maybe he's there trying to figure out how do we actually do this thing right.
Yeah.
You throw it all away and get a job at the church.
That's right.
How does that come to pass?
I just truly believe that there was a shift my heart. And this was the path I was led down. I don't really have any other way to describe it. There was a lot of interesting things going on in my life over the last few months, and nothing ventured, nothing gained, right?
Well, yeah, I suppose.
So here I am. And like you said, after almost 2 decades in the classroom, where you're confident in what you're doing and you're picking up something brand new, it comes with a lot of feelings.
Well, that's the great place about the church is you're never confident in what you're doing.
Thank you for that.
When I quit teaching and took a job here, Pastor Ernie's wife, Chris, came up to me right after the announcement, and she took my hand in hers very gently, and she looked me in the eye and said, "Are you sure that was God talking to you?" I was like, "Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that." But there has to be a lot of like uncertainty and doubt, but also excitement for like a new thing. And how about your family? How are they feeling about this? They're like, "Oh, whatever, Mom's doing her thing." Or what?
The kids were pretty funny. Well, I'll go back. Scott has been so supportive with everything, and just, letting me make the choice, but, just pushing me as well to try something new, because he knows I love teaching.
Yeah.
It's just,
I love teaching.
the kids are great.
It's hard to articulate though, isn't it?
It is really hard. Unless you're in it, it's hard to describe the back and forth struggle of where I'm at right now. But so he's been really supportive. The kids are really kind of funny. They didn't say much, but then they were kind of processing it, and they'd go to Scott with some questions.
Yeah.
And I think the funniest one is, how do people who work at a church get paid?
we wanted the same thing. Don't worry.
And you're
so
like, we don't, so we're going to make some cuts here.
So Scott was trying to explain that,
Yeah.
with simplified
That's
explanation.
why Tim gets up there and begs for money every week.
Yeah.
So no, that was really cute. But for the most part, they've just been asking random questions like, so do you get a weekend?
Nope.
Or
If they have questions, they can come to me.
okay, there you go. I'll send them your direction. Or I think Caden, he was kind of funny one day. He's like, does this mean you're going to camp this summer?
Ooh, that's a
I
good
don't know.
question.
That's a great question. Time will tell.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just been kind of fun to
Sure.
process with everyone. And
Shake up everything you know about your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Start fresh. No, I hear that.
Well, as of recording, we are 40 minutes away from your first staff meeting.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And I'm going to ask you this question, knowing how green you are to everything going on here. And if you don't have an answer, that's totally fine.
Okay.
You're the new Care Coordinator, Women's Coordinator. What kind of things do you want to see with you in this position, the growth of the church? What is going on in women's or Dare to Care ministry that you're excited to see grow or change, or what kind of plans do you have for it?
Wow, that is a loaded question
Yeah.
because Dare to Care is huge. And I haven't even gotten in it yet, I think what I'm most excited for right now, just because these are the things I know, is the women's ministry end of it. Getting the women together. They love the events. The last event we did in February, so many grateful women out there, and they are looking forward to more of those. We currently have 2 book studies going right now, and the turnout for those is incredible. We have probably between the 2, I believe it's around 25-ish women meeting on Mondays and Thursdays for book study. And man, those discussions are powerful. So that's been really great. And a lot of just conversation about which books are we doing next. I really would like to lead this one. And I think that's just fantastic. The women in this church, little do they know I'll be leaning on them.
Well, yeah.
They're great.
I remember when I started, whenever I asked women, so what do you like about Inspire? It was great because the first thing they'd say is, oh, my husband just loves it here. Okay, cool. What do you like about Inspire? Oh, my kids just love the youth programming. And, okay, great. What do you like about Inspire? And then they'd look at me confused and be like, well, my husband and my kids like this. And I'm very excited to have you on board to start or to continue growing, because I think we've been working on that for the last year or so. Ministries that are actually for women.
Yep.
Because God bless them. They're being the mom and the wife and the woman, and they're giving and serving. And literally asking nothing in return. Just like,
Yep.
as long as everybody's happy, I'm happy. But I'm glad to see these book studies starting where women get an opportunity to invest in themselves a little bit.
Yeah.
And I do want to publicly thank you for the women's event in February, because I got a lot of credit for that. Like, wow, Rob, that was a great event. Oh, man, you did the... And all I did was I read the script that Amy wrote, word for word, and then I sat there and let it happen.
Hey, you brought the Kleenex.
I did bring the Kleenex in the room, but I didn't think to bring the Kleenex ahead of time, so I had to go later. But
It's so funny to me because you have kind of become the de facto face of women's
I am the
ministry,
interim
Absolutely.
women's
which is
coordinator.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's
What's wrong with my
fantastic.
face?
Yeah, he cleaned up today. Come on.
You know,
Yeah.
is there anything you specifically are excited about having Amy take off your plate other than just things off your plate?
You know, I'm going to be honest. My family is a little bit backwards from the stereotypical American Midwest family. I was a stay-at-home dad. My wife has the job and has always been the primary breadwinner. And you know, now my kids are older, I've gone back to work and I have a job and stuff like that. But I honestly, I feel like I connect better with women's ministry. Like I just get it. You know, I got to go and speak to the MOPS group a couple of weeks ago. And it's so comfortable for me. And then I'll go to a men's Bible study, and I like men too. But they start talking about vehicles that they repaired, and I pay a man to do that. And they talk about the hunting trip they went on. I'm like, I buy all my food at the grocery store. You know, I mean, there's a lot of
what is
like,
meat?
There's stereotypical men's things that I'm just not. That's not my my way of being. And so I'm thrilled to be a part of women's ministry. It's something I care about a lot, because I just think it's an important part of the process. I think women spend so much time nurturing others that we do need to take care of them as much as we can also. Like, it's a circle, right? They invest and we invest and we just all take care of each other. I guess that's what family fellowship is all about. Sure. So I'm excited for the book studies. I think those are great. I think those, if we keep doing like the Saturday morning, like, you know, an hour or two, maybe once every couple of months, just to get together and talk about something, I think that's really exciting. But I think the sky's the limit, you know. We were looking at the Gather 25 conference that just happened. Like, maybe we could host something like that. But just, again, I think it's the natural growth of this ministry where, you know, we started out with Randy and Tim on staff. And, of course, men's ministry makes sense to them. And then they hired Ernie. And Kate got in there, too, but her main job was the kids. And, man, she does a great job with them. But she's not really working on women's ministry. And then somewhere along the line, they hired me, and it was like, man, there's a lot of guys here. Like, we might need to soften some things up here and just make it a little more inclusive that way. But so I don't know. I think the sky's the limit. I will say this, Amy. One of the things I love about you is I think you're really creative and really fun, and and really smart. Frankly, I think.
That's
like,
so sweet of you.
You disguise it as like sweet and nice, but I think there's a lot of brilliance under there. So I'm really excited to see what you come up with and things that we've started. You know, I've started women's ministry things, and I'm sure in your head you're being very nice, but you're just like, oh, Rob. You know what I'm saying?
Not at
This
all.
is
Not at
terrible.
all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I look forward to seeing what it's going to be and how it's going to grow.
No, I am very excited, and yeah, I think I did a countdown. We're at about 9 weeks, and then you're stuck with me full time. So.
Okay, so we have to
brace yourself.
figure some stuff out before then.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So 2 questions, no wrong answers. If you give a wrong answer, we'll cut it out of the podcast.
Should be like a buzzer.
Like most of the answers I've given to questions. Yeah.
One thing you're most excited for about being on staff here at Inspire, and then one thing that terrifies you or worries you or something you're not quite sure about.
The staff. You guys are great.
Wait, which answer is that?
It's both.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm kidding. No,
Yeah.
I'm really excited to work with this amazing group of people. You guys are fun, and you know, you all look forward to coming to work, which I think is great. You know how to have a good time, but at the same time, I think you know when it's time to be serious and get the job done. And that's important too. There's just that nice balance.
Sure.
You know, the hours, I think like not having to be to work by 7:30 in the morning is going to be a big change for me, but
Someone had me come at 8:30 today because she wanted to record a podcast this morning. No.
I know.
Ty is on the struggle bus.
It's okay. It's okay. So I was thinking about that this morning because I'm a 5 a.m. club girl. And so I'm up
my
at
gosh.
5, and it's okay. It's okay. So I'm up at 5, and like, I still have an extra hour in my day because I'm usually at the school by 7:30 and I don't need to be at the church by 8:30. Then I'm thinking, oh man, these guys, they're coming in an hour early. They don't have this same feeling.
Well, it's interesting, because I was a teacher for a long time, and you live and die by the clock.
You do.
Like,
yes.
It doesn't matter if you're ready or not. The kids are going to be there at
Ready or not.
8:22
Here
or
they
whatever
come.
the time is. And that was a big change for me. Not that I'm late. Like, I'm probably over.
You guys were
punctual.
both here before
Yeah.
me this morning. I got here about
So
8:15.
responsible,
you.
professional
That's
adults.
Because my responsible wife decided to wake me up on time instead of
That was nice.
allowing me to do
That's
it
good.
myself.
Yeah, but it is weird. Like, if you're not there at 9, it's like it's okay. Like 9:05, it's a weird like. I've spent a lot of time sitting here like waiting for people because that's
Yeah.
Well, you said 9, so
When
I'm
does
going to
it
be here at
start?
8:45, and
I know,
It's like, well, it
exactly.
starts when we all get here. So,
So it'll be a good change.
Yeah, for
That'll
sure.
be a good change. What am I most maybe worried or scared about?
Or
What was the
just
question?
anxious about,
Anxious?
uncertain.
Just the new job. I mean, it
Fair.
comes
what
with a
do you do for a living?
Yeah, what is happening? No, there's just going to be a lot of new growth, and I think that causes just anxiety in general.
Sure.
Like I said, after 2 decades, and like you're so confident in what you're doing, and now you're picking up to something which is different, but there's a lot of the same components, I think, too, which is kind of weird to. I don't know how to describe that, but I think there's going to be a lot of similarities in the position from teaching to this, but a lot of new growth. So
Sure. Very exciting.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
It is a good place to grow. I'm probably am I still the newest hire? I mean,
I think Lydia technically.
Oh, that's
is,
true.
But you're
Lydia's
in terms
part-time.
of full time.
Yeah.
Yes, it's you.
Okay. And I've felt stuck for a long time before I ended up here. And I have to, like, even a year and a half later, I still learn something new every single day. And to me, that's really exciting. Like, it's challenging and it's fun and it's interesting. And I've yet to have a day where I was bored at work. And that's really, really nice.
Yep.
And so I'm excited to have you here. I think the whole staff is excited to have you
yeah,
here.
I'm excited to be here.
Well,
It's
we're
gonna-
happy to have you.
It's going to be great. And as things get rolling, you'll end up with an email address and people can come find you and greet you and get to know you and stuff like that.
And then they can send you questions from the podcast.
That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
that's very cool. So before we close, I'm going to pray for us, and then Ty will take us out with his usual outro spiel. But I just do want to take a moment to pause and welcome you to the staff
Thank
officially.
you.
But beyond that, we had a lot of great people apply for this position. I think the thing that set you apart, Amy, and maybe we want to talk about this another time, is you have just you dove into Inspire. Like, there was no like testing the waters. You just dove in. You have been running our Welcome Ministries. When we needed help covering for women's ministries, there wasn't even a hesitation, like, oh, if you need some help, let me know. You just sent me a lesson plan. Like, there was no hesitation.
Here we go.
I think probably there are going to be people here that don't realize anything's changed because they've not come to a Sunday where you weren't the one welcoming them at the front door or at the welcome desk or doing announcements in front of the church. You and your family, Scott's on our board, and your kids are parts of our youth program stuff, have just given so much to Inspire. And we just really, really appreciate that, because Inspire wouldn't be Inspire without the Leingangs. And so we're excited to see you come on staff, and we'll ask even more of you at that point.
Awesome.
And you can't say no because you're getting paid for it. But it's just funny to me that, for years now, you've said yes to everything we've asked you to do. And we just
absolutely.
really appreciate that about you, and your willingness to serve has
Well,
been
thank you.
a huge blessing to this.
And yeah,
this
the
church.
lesson plan is a whole new podcast on itself.
Yeah,
because
we could do a
that.
lesson planning podcast.
Oh, I
Uh-oh.
love that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're getting off track.
Yes, let's do
pray
it.
and we'll get out of here. But bow your heads. Like we always say, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. Just keep your eyes on the road. That's fine. But dear God, we thank you for this day and for your blessings and the gifts you've given us. And Lord, today we're just especially thankful for Amy, for her family, for her ministry, and for you calling her to this place. Pray that you bless her and guide her. Give her wisdom. Give her patience. Give her peace. Give her a sense of humor, because she will need it. And I just pray that you work through her to impact the lives of the people that you've called to this place, Inspire Family Fellowship. Lord, I lift up our listeners. I pray that they're safe, healthy, and happy, and that you're guiding them in all that they do, and that they feel your presence with them every day. Thank you for this time together, and in Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Well, Amy, thank you so much for joining us today and for joining us on staff. Rob, thanks for helping me out again today. We're about to go to Amy's first staff meeting, so wish us luck.
I can hardly
it's gonna
wait.
Be a lot of fun.
You guys,
This might be the last time you see her at Inspire.
It could be.
This could be
It
the
could
end.
be.
Thanks for coming. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
bye.
I've
But,
changed my mind.
I don't know. You guys might get rid of me after this one.
But staff aside, we're so grateful for all of you guys that are watching and listening. If you guys are ever interested, we'd love to have you in person. Our Sunday services are at 9:15 and 10:45, and on Wednesday nights at 7. We have Easter coming up. We'd love to have you on Easter Sunday, BHS, 9 o'clock and 10:45 at the BHS auditorium. Otherwise, come find us. Feel free to email us, and we'll see you next Thursday.